Hi everyone, my name's Gemma and I'm the owner of Gemma Redmond Vintage, and I'm here again to share with you another selection of new additions to my online collection. This week's selection has 10 items in it, and as a slight change to my usual drops, this week's selection is based around a theme, and that theme is Wuthering Heights. Now, I guess you have to have been living under a rock not to have Emily Bronte's novel of 1848 brought to your attention over the past couple of weeks. And that's thanks to the new movie that's out, directed by Emerald Fennell, and her interpretation of the book. I haven't seen the film yet, however, what I have seen and been full of admiration for is the press tour and Margot Robbie's looks on the press tour, which have been styled by Andrew Mukamel. He worked with her on the Barbie press tour, which was so well received, and this really is a masterclass in dressing in a way that isn't like a literal interpretation of how people would have dressed, but more inspired by different ideas and costume from the era in which the novel is set, and different themes that are explored within the novel too. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen me sharing some of Margot Robbie's looks in my stories, which I found so interesting. She's wearing vintage Galliano, McQueen, Schiaparelli, and also she's paid a real tribute to the jewellery of the Victorian era in her looks as well. So hopefully we'll see a real resurgence in popularity of Victorian jewellery and an appreciation of it. So I thought it would be good to share with you some pieces which I've put together that are really inspired by Wuthering Heights and by the looks that Margot and Andrew put together. So I'll get started. As I mentioned, I have 10 pieces to work through, so I'm allotted 15 minutes in these Instagram reels, so I might have to run into another reel. Hopefully we can all fit it into one, but there might be two as a special treat this Friday. So I'll start with what I'm wearing first of all, and then work my way onto the tray next to me. And I'll begin with this beautiful necklace. This necklace dates from the Edwardian era. It's circa 1900. And you can see that it's constructed from silver, a very delicate silver, and it's set with ruby red paste stones. Now Margot's worn a lot of real rubies on the red carpet, lots of garnets too, and we'll come to those in a moment, but these are ruby red paste alternating with colourless paste stones to form this like sort of droplet design around the neck, which is really elegant and so typical of jewellery from the Edwardian era. You can see that it goes right, the design goes right the way around the neck too. It really is a beautiful piece. I'll unclasp it. It fastens with a bayonet clasp, so I'll just find the end of the clasp behind my hair. There we go. And the clasp is really delicate too. It's sort of very neat and tidy and works well. And there you can see these pastes are in fabulous condition too. And then we've got this lovely scrolling design here too. And you can see the nice heavy silver construction on the reverse. Next, let's move on to the bracelet that I'm wearing. So the bracelet that I'm wearing is fabulous and extremely rare. This is a Victorian hairwork bracelet. And as you can see, it's detailed at its centre here with a orange or citrine coloured glass stone, and then we've got this motif here of scrolling gilded metal or pinchbeck, and then around the bracelet we have the hair work, which has been plaited and knotted together to form this sort of bump like design. Now I'll just work it off to give you a closer look at it. Whilst I'm doing that, I will explain why I've included the hair work jewellery in this week's drop. So basically, for the London premiere of Wuthering Heights, Margot wore a dress by designer of the moment, Dilara Findikoglu, and she produced a gown which had her woven into it as a tribute to the her work mourning jewellery of the Victorian era, but also as a tribute to the bracelet which Margot was wearing. And the bracelet was a replica of a bracelet that can be found at the Bronte Parsonage Museum, which was worn, believed to have been worn by Charlotte Bronte, and contained the hair of her sisters Emily and Anne. Now, the Victorian hair work jewellery is very rare and also very interesting too, because they were created as mourning pieces from the hair as loved ones, so that people could keep their loved one close to them after death. It almost became an industry, the production of hair work jewellery, because there were advertisements in catalogues and magazines whereby you could send the hair of your loved one that had passed away off to companies, and they would make them into hair work jewellery. Mourning jewels really were a trend at that time, and Charlotte Bronte may well have done the same, or may well have had it made, this piece made locally for herself. The piece also incorporates gold and garnets. This piece is gilded metal or pinchbeck detailed with glass, but nonetheless is rare. It even has this almost elastic quality to it that the hair brings. It's the way it's woven makes it spring-like and means that it expands to go on a wrist. It will just fit a small wrist, but it's nonetheless wearable and a real piece of history. Next, let's move on to the earrings that I'm wearing, and these earrings are part of a set. Again, we talk about mourning jewellery. These are Victorian earrings, and they are made from Whitby jet, which was a material heavily used in mourning jewellery because of its darkness, because of its blackness, and the fact that it could be made by lapidaries, skilled lapidaries, into various forms of jewellery. Whitby jet is actually a fossilised monkey puzzle tree and could be found in mostly in on the East Yorkshire coastline in and around Whitby. You can see that these earrings are really quite majestic Whitby jet earrings. They pack a real statement, and they are detailed with cherub motifs, which I will show you in a moment. Again, carrying on the love theme, the cherub motifs would really have been symbolic as guardians. There was a lot of symbolism in Victorian jewellery and symbolic of love. Perhaps they're set in the Whitby jet, the black Whitby jet, because they're symbolic of lost love. The Whitby jet earrings come along with this pendant, which is also detailed with a cherub. This particular cherub is holding a butterfly, if you can see him, and this would look lovely perhaps hanging from a strand of velvet ribbon. So they come with the pendant too, and they're in beautiful condition as well. So these earrings will date from the mid to late 1800s, so around the time Wuthering Heights was written and being popularised in its early days. You can see these cherubs, I think, are playing with butterflies. Next, let's move on to another romantic motif heavily used in the Victorian era, the snake. And the coiled snake is really used as a symbol of everlasting devotion, because it's very difficult to see the end of where it ends and where it begins. This snake buckle is constructed from silver, and it's studded with colourless paste stones. We've got ruby red paste stones for the eyes, and then turquoise glass as well for the body. So it's really nice to have that little pop of turquoise as well in this piece. It's really beautifully constructed and in fabulous condition too. Snakes were also used to symbolise wisdom as well. Yeah, they're both a romantic symbol, a real token of affection. Next, let's move on to the first brooch of the day. This brooch is a lovely sentimental piece, and it dates from 1844. I think it is. I'll have to double check that. You'll see it on the list, and I think it's 44. And just before Wuthering Heights was written, and it's constructed from silver, was made in Chester by I think it's the Arthur Cash Company, and it features a floral motif. I believe this floral motif is either a pansy or a forget-me-not, but either way it's representative of the symbolism and the sentimentality that we find in a lot of Victorian jewellery. So if it's a pansy, the pansy motif was used in jewels and romantic tokens to say thinking of you. And this was because it was derived from the French word meaning thought, which is pensée, which sounds like pansy. And that's why pansies were used as this thinking of you motif. If it's forget-me-nots, the forget-me-nots were also used as romantic motifs to mean true love or remembrance. On the reverse of the brooch, you can very faintly see the hallmarks, and the fastening mechanism works well too. In actual fact, I will recommend this book to you, which is how I identify a lot of my pieces of silver jewellery, English silver jewellery, and this is the pocket edition of Jackson's Hallmarks. It's handy to take around the shows with you because you don't always have mobile signals at the shows. I've popped in one of my post-its and I can actually remember the date of the brooch now. It's not 1844, it's 1884, and these are the hallmarks that we see just here on the reverse of the brooch. So it was actually made a little after Wuthering Heights was written, but is nonetheless a symbolic piece of silver jewellery, Victorian silver jewellery. I'm going to stop it there because I'm certainly not going to fit in my remaining pieces in the next 2 minutes, and we'll start again on the next reel shortly and finish off my remaining new arrivals. See you on the other side.